Welcome back to another one. I got time today. And this is where you're going to get all truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. Y'all know the rule. If you don't like what you see, change the channel. But we're going to get it right into it. This is part 2 of FatherHood. This time I'm going to do a reaction video of what Kwame talking about when it comes to a little bit of this parenting thing. Again, this may be triggering to some of y'all. This may be close to home. This may be things you may or may not want to hear. If you don't like it, if you don't like what you see, change the channel. Now let's get right into it.
This was a touchy subject for me because I agree with some of the things Corey said, because I know a lot of people going to judge it from the outside looking in, and I probably wouldn't have got online and call my daughter all kind of B words and all that. But I can't tell no other man how to respond because I don't know the level of disrespect that he had to endure. And I know a lot of people are like, what? He called a woman a bitch. He called his own daughter a black woman. Hey, that's not nothing to do with me. That's between him and his daughter. You don't know, like I said, you don't know how much disrespect this man had to take in this situation. In a normal situation, and here's what most guys that like to garner sympathy or garner, stay on that, in good graces with women. I love women. I want to stay in good graces with you too, but I will not lie to you. And so, as a man, that is the most hurtful shit. I'm not going to be like these simp ass niggas that just tell you, I would never do this, I would never. No. The most hurtful thing in the world. Even when you conceive a child in a situation where you don't really even know the broad, you still want that seed to be okay. Now, I ain't talking about the scrub ass niggas. We ain't talking about that. We talking about niggas, real men that want their kids to be okay. Even though we dealing with a fucked up raggedy mama, we still want our kids to be okay. And so,
once again, fair use. When I talk, this is going to be my opinions. I'm doing a reaction video of what Kwame Brown is saying. So these are his thoughts, and I'm going to give my thoughts after that. Once again, you know my rule. If you don't like what you see, change the channel. Let's get back into it.
That is the most hurtful thing in the world, when a woman uses her power for bad and to get her kid to hate her dad. And y'all know we love hip hop, so don't get mad at me. This ain't the first time you heard this. Trick Daddy done got on a record and said, baby raised to hate her daddy, but I don't like my old sorry ass father. I try harder. He didn't say it was a good situation. He said he tried harder. Meaning it's still a fucked up situation because his woman is raising his baby to hate him as a daddy. See, we don't want to talk about that. See, my mama could have made me hate anybody. That's all I had was mama. My daddy was gone. So if my mama would have said, this person did me wrong, I don't like this person, then guess what? I don't like them either. And that's what y'all don't understand. Women have so much power that y'all don't even get it. Y'all can turn boys into killers. I didn't like nobody my mama didn't like. The fuck I look like when all I got is my mama. You think if my mama came in the house and said, this person did me wrong, you think I'm gonna go outside and say I like them? No, I'm gonna hate that motherfucker. My mama can make me jump on somebody, even if I'm gonna lose. That's my mama. That's what I'm supposed to do. So let's stop acting like we don't know that. So it's the hardest shit to deal with when you have a child with the mama's mindset that don't like you. That is the hardest thing to deal with. That's one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with in life. Going through goddamn being in a broken home. My mother and father was married, but going through all that shit, going through a homeless shelter, going through the cheese line. Uh,
So I'm gonna stop it right there. That's Kwame's take on that. And again, shout out to Kwame, Bus Life. What he's talking about, in my opinion, is we don't understand what the father has to go through on the other end, because we live in a society right now where it's believe all women, and whatever the woman say, that's what's happening. Um, that's not always the case. I'm not telling you it's not no bad guys out there that's not there for their children, that's not doing what they're supposed to do, that's not providing, that's abusing their children, whatever the case may be. But too many times, too often, the good men is getting overlooked. The good men is being deemed bad father or a deadbeat, because just because the baby mom is mad for whatever reason. Like I touched on before in part one, it could be she just simply mad because you done moved on and got into another relationship. We cannot continue to allow these women to um, destroy households, destroy these kids' mind just because they're upset. I want to touch on that a lot of times, in my opinion, it happens a lot because nothing happens to these women. Like I said, it's believe all women. So whatever they say, it goes. That's not always the case. Sometimes that woman is doing that because she's bitter. Sometimes that woman is doing that because she's spiteful. Now, again, we're not talking about all women, but we cannot sit here and act like that it's none of them out here. And I would argue that it's a lot, maybe most. Um, but we're gonna let him go in a little further, and I'm gonna give my take on it once again.
Turning my children against me. Kids that you've seen come out, kids that you want to see prosper, give them your game that got you successful. Uh, and we don't appreciate that. Some of these women, you ain't done a motherfucking thing but had a child by a nigga that's successful as fuck. Why would you deprive your child of the mindset of that man that made it successful? Why would you deprive he or she of that? Because they may then take on the mindset of that father and
And I'm gonna stop it again. And success, everybody's success ain't the same. Success is not always money. Success is not always gifts. Success is not always my dad is a entertainer, a movie star, or a football player, a basketball player. Success could be simply my dad is there when I need him. My dad is providing when I need him. My dad is there when I need to go to the doctor. My dad is there when I'm sick. It's too far, few times where we acknowledge uh, what a good man is, and it get overlooked because of maybe his past, maybe whatever the reason is. But the point I'm trying to make, we have to stop allowing people to think that it's always the dad's fault. It's always the father's fault, because it's a lot of women out here that's bitter and and downright evil, um, to put the kids into the situation. Um, but once again, this is fair use. This is for educational purposes only. And again, I like to talk about things to get the discussion out, because again, far and few uh, times where we just sweep things up under the rug and they go unnoticed, and then the community continue to go down because we blaming one side. But let's go and keep the party rolling.
Become just as successful, if not more. Why would you take away that mindset?
And before we get started, you know my rule. If you don't like what you see, change the channel. Let's get back to it.
Saying every woman is just sleeping with guys with money and that. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying a lot of these situations is women just sleeping with guys for money. But if you look at the guy's accomplishments, why wouldn't you want that child to learn whatever it is that person did to become successful? It just don't make no sense. You play keep away with these kids, and then after you spend up all the money, don't nobody got nothing. And none of the kids got no knowledge, no game, no nothing.
I'm gonna pause it right there, not to cut them off again, but that's another reason why a lot of times this be happening because they money that ran dry. That man don't want to pay that extra for her no more, or those extra kids, or that extra dude she got living with him, and he just paying for his kids and doing what he's supposed to for his children. And that money run up dry, and then now they calling the police. Now they calling CPS. Now they slandering your name, posting you on Facebook, posting you on fucking social media. You know what I mean? So, nah, you tripping. Now that ain't her. That's Kwame Brown once again. That's Kwame Brown Bust Like. Go like, share, and subscribe his YouTube page. And if you don't know mine, Jack of all trades, go like, share, and subscribe that. But what I was saying is that money get run up dry, and then now they gotta look for somebody to blame. We see this happen all too often, and nobody wants to point the finger at some of these women. Not all, but a lot of these women who just using these kids for money. They don't even want the kid. They never even wanted to have a kid. They didn't want the man. They just wanted what the man could provide to them, or the resources that man had, or a lot of times it be just looks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it be the looks and what a man has, and she'll have a baby by him. But again, let's go and keep the party rolling.
Playing the game this whole time. But that's the hardest thing I had to deal with. You know, putting your kid through private school, having people come up to you and say, you got the most respectful kids ever. And then having that same child, once you break up with the mama, having that same child look at you and question you and disrespect you. And then you go to the mama and say, hey, whoa, wait a minute now. We can't raise no disrespect.
And what I'm glad he said that too, because a lot of times you'll hear other women be like, why the kid acting like that? You think she just gonna act like that for no reason? Yeah. And it's really, I won't say for no reason. A lot of times these kids are being brainwashed by these women. We act as if that don't happen. These women are brainwashing these children into not liking the father. And so those kids act out. And then when you have a good father that's trying to discipline and show some structure to those children, he's a bad father. To the society, he's toxic. We gotta cut that shit out, y'all. We have to understand that it's a lot of women out here that is pure evil, that don't want anything good to happen to their kid's father just because he's no longer with them. But let's go and keep the party rolling.
The child, this ain't what we're doing. And you go to the mama and you tell her, look, you got to get this kid in order. And she say, I ain't got nothing to do with that. So she's basically encouraging a child to behave in a way disrespectful towards their father. It was wrote in the blast.com that I was a deadbeat father. This was written in the blast.com and the young lady that I had the child with, it is so crazy because this young lady got 2 minks in her closet, courtesy of the kid. This woman got $81,000 ring from Erica Courtney, courtesy of the kid. This woman got a brand new car every other.
Again, I don't want y'all to think it's all about money. This is just him giving examples of what he did to show that he was just more than for being a father. He's doing stuff to show you that he cared about you and that most things women want. All the stuff that he's asked, that he's naming, is a lot of things that women want, and act as if you not a man or you not that man if you don't give these things. So let's go and keep the party rolling.
2 years. BMW, Mercedes, drop top, 650. Always had a Denali truck or Xfinity truck. This woman lived on the back of a lake, courtesy of the kid. But something ended up happening. What ended up happening is I got tired of a motherfucker not doing anything because I'm doing it all. And I wanted something different. And then I left said woman. And then somehow it gets in the newspaper that I'm a deadbeat father. And somehow it's not her fault. And so I hit her up and I said, well, okay, well, they didn't get the story from you. Okay, but why would you want an article like this to stand? Why would you not go public and go to theblast.com and say, wait a minute now, that's not who this man is. I just want to get something in writing because now we are no longer on the same page. So let me get something in writing.
Far and few between, where the woman knows this man is not a deadbeat. Rather, however the news got out to say that we don't back that man. We want to always coddle a woman no matter if she's wrong or right. Too many times that man is not being heard. Nobody wants to listen to him because we want to say he's not a man because he's talking about it. Well, I'm gonna talk about it, and I got time today. So what I'm telling you is, it's not because men are bitter. It's because this has never been done to where we get to speak our mind and somebody listen. I done been in my own situation, still going through situations where my kid's mother, both of them, had took my kids, ran off with them, or said I did something that I didn't do, called CPS on me, and they come back, find out nothing is going on, and once again, nothing happens. So again, I say, the reason why these women continue to do this is because nothing happens to them. They can say whatever they want to, whether it's a lie or not. The law find out that it's a lie or can't find the evidence on what they're saying, and they still be able to just keep doing this constantly. It's because nothing is being done. And like I said, I'm a stand up and I'm a male advocate, and that's why I speak out on these topics that no one wants to talk about, other than me and Kwame and a few others. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, I got time today. Let's go keep the party rolling.
So that we have, if that's what you told me you were doing, but why not go to theblast.com and say, no. This man brought me a damn near $90,000 truck. This man brought me all kinds of shit. This man brought me necklaces. I got $5,000 shoes in the closet. I got a $5,000 purse. I can't say that about this man. I got a $2,600 bracelet on my wrist. I can't talk about this man like this. This man paid for my college. This man is more than taking care of children. When my mama's house burned up, this man gave me $80,000 to help pay for my mama's house until the insurance money kicked in. This is not just no baby daddy. This nigga is something different. So I'm not gonna let you say this about this nigga. But guess what, y'all? None of that happened. None of that happened. She sat back and let the blast.com write in a newspaper that I'm a deadbeat father because I moved on.
And again, like I said, why do we say that? Why is he saying that? Because simply he moved on. Not because he did anything to this woman, just simply because he moved on. So we got to stop just automatically believing every woman who says, oh, this man did this man was a certain way, because why do they always say it after the breakup? Always after the breakup. It's never during the breakup. He's never a bad father during the breakup. But when they break up, everything, he's the worst guy in the world. He's a monster.
Stop the cat.
We got to cut this shit out, y'all. We have to start investigating thoroughly, for one, on what's going on in these situations. We can't just continue to just say we're going to believe all women, because are there some good women out there? Yes. I'm married. If I hated a woman, if I was bitter or any of that nature, I wouldn't have got married again. So what I'm telling you is, I'm not saying this to say this is all women, but I'm saying this because this don't get talked about, and it is a lot of women who's messing up these households because they are allowing, allowing the children to be in grown folks' business. Some of them are brainwashing these kids to hate the father. That is not going to help no situation. So whatever you and that man going through, that's between you and that father, not those children, unless he's putting those children in harm's way. We got to stop acting like as if every time it's a breakup, it's the man's fault. That's the first thing people say. Y'all break up, what do you do? We got to cut that out. Let's go and get the party rolling.
Deadbeat father. And it's believe all women. So automatically you're a deadbeat father. With all the things I've done, putting them through school, putting my kids through school, college fund money. So of course, when you're a real man, once you get in that courtroom, boy, you kick ass and you take motherfucking names. You don't give a fuck.
Exactly. Y'all know how many times I've been in the courtroom and have a lawyer and everything and can't even say a word. But good thing I had that lawyer to speak for me. Otherwise, I've been up the road. Like I said, far too many times where that man don't get heard, and it's time to start hearing what men got to say. I'm in the FatherHood class, and it's taught me a lot of things that I've already known, but it also like give me the courage to continue to fight for the things that I know is right. And men, you have rights. We gotta stop acting as if men don't have rights. But you need to know your rights, man. Because a lot of times you get into situations, you have a kid by a woman, you think because she didn't got that DNA test and it says you're the father, you got rights to those kids. In all cases, it's not the truth. You got to have some type of paperwork, like birth certificate, school work that you took them to school, or something where you got paperwork on those kids in order for you to specifically be that child's father, which is crazy. So again, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube page, Jack of All Trades. Facebook, I'm supposed to get off of here and go to YouTube. If you want to check it out and finish what I'm putting down, then go over to YouTube, because we still at it. And I got time today. So again, like I was saying, man, we have to understand that sometimes it's not that father, it's not that child's father who's been doing things wrong. A lot of times it's the woman who's again, that money didn't dried up. The men is starting to see how she really is, and now they like, I'm cool. It's the reason why the last dude left. And then misery love company. So if she can't get it from there, she's coming right back to that child father. Because it's easy to go to the government and say, he's doing this, he's not doing that. Easy to run to Facebook and have people sharing things that they don't even know what's going on. We have to start taking further look into every case when it comes to children. Maybe we need to start having parenting classes automatic when you have a child. In my opinion, soon as somebody have a kid, both of them need to go to parenting classes because it's too many times where it's a breakup and then shit hit the fan. Everybody mad at each other for whatever reason, and it get way worse. Shit get blown out of proportion. We gotta stop acting like it's always the man's fault. Let's go and keep the party rolling.
About no label. You don't give a fuck about no talking. You kick ass and take names. So much so that the judge scolded the other side by saying, you categorically lied on this man. But see, men, you gotta understand, this is a woman's world now. This ain't no man's world. This is a woman's world. So she had a black attorney, and she's a black woman, and a white judge said, a white female judge scolded a black woman and said, you categorically lied on this man. And it's disgusting. In court, and I got the transcripts. Yeah, I paid for those. I want to make sure I stay on my P's and Q's because don't nobody call no geeky nigga like me no deadbeat. Mm-hmm. So I purchased the transcripts of every court case I was in.
Exactly. And that's what I want to say too. Guys, stop allowing these women to just say this about you and you don't go to court about it. Listen, I used to be the same way where I didn't want to go to court. I didn't want these people in my life. I didn't want none of that shit. But let me tell you something. Sometimes them people is help. Sometimes them people is help. I haven't lost any case as of yet. And that's because, once again, because I'm doing what's right. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a bad father. I'm not a deadbeat. I've never put my kids in harm's way. Am I perfect? No. Have I went overboard at times? Probably so. I'm human. Nobody's perfect. But what I'm telling you is, as far we have too many times where we just allow a woman to say this man is a certain way to these kids, and we just go with that. We give the kids to the mom, or we allow the kid's mom to do whatever she wants to with those children. That's not okay. Let's go and keep the party rolling.
You can say whatever in the paper, and that's why I always say, in real life, though.
What I really want to touch on is about the controlling part. It's not controlling when a man is being put in structure in the home. It's almost as if, not almost as if, it is our nature to be controlling, to lead. So many times today we take it as a man who's being a man as toxic. A man being a man is not toxic. A man being a man is what we need in this world. I'm not judging nobody for what they do in their own homes. But what I'm telling you is we cannot continue to allow people to think that all men are bad because the relationship goes south. That's our time for today, and I'm gone.